Hello flatties and globe defenders, it's Critical Think from Down Under, and today I'm looking at a video by a fellow Australian, Mitchell from Australia, and this video has been mirrored by Taboo Conspiracy as well as Seventh Day Truth Seeker, but of course none of them do the right fact checking on these things. So Mitchell claims that we can see too far, and therefore the conclusion they make is that the Earth is flat. Well, this is not the case. Of course it's not the case. The Earth is a globe, and I'll show in this video where Mitchell has got it wrong.
Hi, I'm Critical Thing from Down Under, and you are not seeing too far. Mitchell from Australia thinks this picture means you see too far, and then he goes on to conclude that the globe is broken. Therefore, flatties conclude the Earth is flat. Now, even if the curve calculator were broken, and it's not, as we will see, then this leap of faith to say the Earth is flat because the curve calculator doesn't exactly match up is a logical fallacy. Mitchell has made some fundamental errors of measurement here, and I will show you how the globe is doing just fine, thank you, and the Earth is not flat. Taboo Conspiracy and Seventh Day Truth Seeker, and there may be others, have perpetuated this piece of bad science by mirroring Mitchell's video. Let's see if they will be honest about this once the mistakes are revealed. First, I will show you the errors of measurement, and then I will show you exactly how the globe is confirmed by this picture. I did interview Mitchell and we talked about this observation a couple of months ago. I think Mitchell is an okay bloke and seems genuine, but unfortunately he is prone to errors of judgment because of his desire to believe that the Earth is flat. It's easy to demonstrate that the Earth is not flat, and I have done so on many occasions. However, the die-hard flatties close their eyes and block their ears. I've seen many of these see-too-far types of observations and analysed many of them. In all cases where there are usable reference points, the observations support the globe and actually demonstrate that the Earth cannot be flat. This observation is no different. Now let's look at the measurements. I have made up this chart here. The claimed observer height is 7.9 meters, but it is actually 17 meters. This error is easy to do if you take your height from Google Earth. The elevations are not all that accurate. The distance to Lowndes Island is correct. Take note that this distance was taken from Google Maps, which of course comes to you courtesy of the globe community. A flat earther should not be permitted to use these tools because they don't believe in satellites, and these satellites provide the data, and the data is based on a WGS84 globe model. So flatties, how can you honestly claim the Earth is flat while using data provided to you by the globe model? The height of Lowndes Island is actually closer to 20 meters. Again, Google Earth is not a reliable source. Someone actually surveyed the island by going there many years ago, and they measured the height at 67 feet. So you would think this would be more compatible with the flat earth philosophy, rather than relying on satellite data and a globe map. But flat earthers are strange like that. Mitchell is aware of this survey, but he chose to take instead the Google Earth number because it suits the narrative. Go figure. Now I have found that the latest satellite data from SRTM and ASTA do put the elevation at around 18 meters, which is closer to the 20 meter measured. As measured from the photo, the visible part of the island I put closer to 7.5 meters, but let's call it 8 meters. Mitchell also says he sees no sign of refraction, so therefore it does not exist. There is always refraction. The air we breathe is always present. The pressure gets less the higher you go. There is always a pressure gradient, so there is always refraction. Now, if we use the correct figures and plug them into the Earth curve calculator, we can see that only 12.6 meters is missing and about 7.4 meters would be visible based on a 20 meter height. How about that? Look what happens when you don't cherry pick and fudge the numbers. Now I downloaded the SRTM data and used the correct observer height to render an image of what we should see on a globe Earth with standard refraction. Surprise, surprise, it looks like what Mitchell has taken a photo of. The majority of the island is hidden, and in this case about 12 meters is hidden behind the curve. The globe model is quite safe here. Now, of course, I ran another render to show what it would look like if the Earth were indeed flat. Two things to notice here. On a flat Earth, there is no obstruction, so you would see the whole island. And also on a flat Earth, the horizon would appear to rise to eye level, which is 17 meters high in this case. So you can see from this render that the elevation data I have used has the island height showing just above 17 meters. This flat Earth render doesn't even come close to matching the picture provided by Mitchell, even if you assume a 7.9 meter observer height. Now the ray tracing program used to generate these renders constructs a picture of what we will see by tracing the path of the light rays from the object to the observer. It is designed to generate a realistic image. The angular resolution and perspective is built in because things do get smaller as they get further away, and things will eventually disappear once they become smaller than 1 pixel in size. There is no bottom disappearing because of angular resolution. That's just not how reality works. Now I'll get to how we worked out the correct observer height. I know Mitchell relied on Google Earth, but really, the data doesn't support a 7.9 meter observation height. Here is the still picture taken from Mitchell's own video. This picture was taken from an elevation of 17 meters, not 7.9 meters. No matter what Google Earth may say, and we all know the elevation can be out by up to 30 meters, this picture does not lie. You see these tugboats here? They are 23 meters long. I have to thank some YouTuber Poopy Town Cat for his excellent research in finding this document and another one containing survey data for Lowndes Island. Anyway, this is the boat, and this boat is 23 meters long. If we use this boat then as a measurement in this picture, I've turned the boat on its side to make a measurement to the horizon, then we can see that it is approximately 17 meters to the horizon. At an elevation of 17 meters for the observer, the horizon will appear to rise to 17 meters. Therefore, this picture categorically shows that the observer height is 17 meters. Remember, this picture is from Mitchell's own video. But that's not all. There is a survey marker at the observer location, and my good mate Ruhif found this one. This marker is 56332, and it's right at the Pinky Point lookout. The data published by the Government of South Australia shows the survey mark at 16.8 meters, 16.86 meters elevation. So now that's two different ways that we have determined that the observer height is 17 meters. Now let's look at the island height. Poopy Town Cat found this survey data, actually done in the early 19th century when there were no satellites and people had to measure stuff by hand. This particular survey makes Lowndes Island 67 feet high, or 20 meters. The satellite data that I used to render this image of what it would look like on a flat Earth puts the height at just over 17 meters, as I showed you earlier. So the Johnny on the spot surveyor was there and he says 20 meters. Satellite data confirms it's a few meters higher than 12.8 meters. Now, let's have another look at the curve calculator. From the curve calculator, we get 12.6 meters hidden with standard refraction, but there is no way to tell the exact refraction index. The actual amount visible could differ by a meter or two, depending on refraction of the day. Now, to summarize, we have a 20-meter high island 30 kilometers away with an observer height of 17 meters. The amount visible has been measured from this photo to be about 8 meters. There is 12.6 meters hidden with standard refraction. The curve calculator predicts what we see just fine. There's no two ways about it. We just don't see too far. The globe is confirmed when you use the correct data. I'm not wondering. I know why we only see 8 meters of a 20-meter high island. The curve calculator just predicted it, and we just observed it. Now this is something you flatties need to explain. And Mitchell has said he will explain this in his next video. I certainly hope it doesn't involve any of that angular resolution nonsense. And I know why we don't see this. Spoiler alert, it's not flat. Now, Mitchell and other flat earthers, while you're at it, here's a few more things that you flatties might like to explain. What's the distance from Sydney to Perth on a flat earth AE map, and why is it different to the measured distance? In the Australian summer, why does the sun rise south of east and set south of west? How can the sun set at all on a flat earth when perspective dictates that the angular size of the gap between the sun and the flat earth doesn't dip below 10 degrees? Why does weight change with latitude in accordance with the WGS 84 globe model? Well, there's a few things to ponder, and that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like my content and you haven't subscribed already. And please share this content with people who might mistakenly think that you can see too far.